On the table today, do you remember Stikbots and Klikbots? Well, we have some to show today. Hey everyone, this is Dan, and thank you for watching Squirrel Stampede. So finally back on the table, Clickbots this is Series 3, the Guardians. They've been on Amazon for a few months now, and I've been really interested to tinker with them. Also, there were last year's Clickbot Megabots that I never built, and they have been also just sitting there looking at me going, build me, build me, build me, build me. So a lot of fun with Clickbots and Stikbot stuff as always from Zing. Glad they're still around, a little trickier to find, and I'll tell you how as we get through these awesome new Stikbot Guardian figures. So let's check these guys out a little closer and still see if they can click the bot.
Squirrel Stampede! Please squike, squirmint,
and Squirrel Live.
Returning to the table after a long absence, it's Clickbot. This is Series 3, the Guardians.
All inside that one tiny box?
That's right, Landry. I think Zing has gone to eco-friendly, help save our planet boxes. And I don't think you typically see Stikbot, Klikbot anymore, say at Target and or Walmart. They're mostly found over at the Zing store and or Amazon. In fact, I picked these up on Amazon, but they came really fast, so they must be locally shipped, only taking about a day to find them.
That's pretty smooth!
Yeah, I would say that. So, Clickbots, where are we at? If you recall, the first series of Clickbots were the heroes. They were in this cool translucent clicky-like bodies. They had some accessories. They were quite a bit of fun and were a little easier to animate than, say, Stikbots, as Clickbots have that hard click that really puts them in their place. Plus, I think they're just a little bit taller, a little bit stronger in a few different other ways, too. Then Series 2 came out with the Clickbot villains in a metal-like series with even more menacing weaponry. And now Series 3 is here, the Guardians. I believe all series are still available from Amazon if you look around, so they're still widely available. So let's check out how they fit everything in this tiny little box. Oh no, where did they go? I have their instructions here. Oh, it's Tempest! Get over here! So at some point, these guys have escaped their box. That was probably inevitable, as I have had this box in the studio for a couple months now. So we begin with the 4-armed Clickbot Tempest. That's a pretty cool trick, Tempest. Tempest with a base Clickbot color of orange with very cool gray armor Clickbot substituted for the rest of the orange, giving him the impression that he is armored up ready for battle. Once again, you can hear that beautiful click that is associated with the Clickbot figures. Much easier to animate and work with than the Stikbots because of the solid click versus the bungee cord inside. And you're gonna get a little bit of variety with the Guardians, obviously this one with 4 arms, and it's actually just a little backpack accessory, Dr. Octopus-like. You can remove this pack feature if you do not want this character to have the 4 arms. There they go, just simply removing these little shield arms, which are kind of fun though. And so back turning around, there's our Clickbot regular style with some pretty cool fancy spear features. I like these accessories, these spears, they're pretty gnarly, very pointy like. Tempest also with the helmet piece. Each one of these guys are going to have a helmet, and I've noticed, I believe you can kind of interchange them each direction depending on how you like to have them. This way, there's going to be some little tabs in his eyes, which is kind of funny, I guess if you push it down a little more. Or you can have them this way. I think this is the appropriate way. But that's a fun way to give a little extra character to your Clickbots. And these guys still have suction cup feet, so that you're able to place them down nice and easily onto a smooth surface. And I just found discarded in the corner of my studio some extra Clickbot arms, suction cup arms, so you can interchange these right now holding onto spears. You can interchange these arms with suction cup hands if you wish to have the classic Stikbot-like suction cup arm. So Tempest, pretty nice. I think one of my favorites of this series because of the 4 arms. Let's place back onto his back, or shall I say click. He looks to be quite the upgrade of a Clickbot figure. So now, who else will we discover inside this empty Clickbot box? It's Blitz! Blitz is now on the table. So Blitz, a base color green Stikbot with gray armor and 2 very nice sharp laser pistols. Also with, what would that be, elytra wings? Do you have elytra wings, Blitz? Or maybe just some sort of flight shields on his back. And they are somewhat adjustable for flight. And of course, backpack removable. Blitz has a nice Clickbot style indeed. I love to hear the click on these guys. Also with a helmet that you can kind of switch around. No, that one is a little more harder to see out of. I suppose kind of like an infrared visor if you wanted to pretend. But Blitz can certainly do some things. Also available for Blitz, suction cup hand replacements found somewhere in the corner of my studio again. But I prefer the Clickbot hands with this series. I think it just works better for them to be able to hold on to weapons. I think it's more of a Stikbot thing to have the suction cup hands. Looking good Blitz, that's the green one with the laser pistols and the elytra-like flight pack. Looking good so far. What's your favorite, Landry?
Only the squirrel one.
I don't think there is a squirrel one. But there is a 3-legged one, so this tripod Clickbot is Sever. In red, a base color red with gray shielding, 3 very spiky legs to articulate with, and 2 rounded flat-like swords to fight with. What a spiky looking character. And pretty good click articulation with this one. We've got 3 legs obviously onto a special tripoded leg piece there to branch these legs out. And you can click at the hip joint and the knee joint area if that's what you want to call. This side you can go from side to side to give it a little bit of extra stability depending on what you're doing with this character. And these flat swords are looking really quite menacing. Helmet this direction, what does it look like the other direction? That one maybe again with the visor look, or it's just backwards. I like the fact that you can kind of mess around a little bit on the customization with these. In fact, if you want to, we do have a click separator included, and Sever might be the perfect character to branch off with. You could probably take your other Clickbots, break them apart, and build something pretty menacing off of Sever if you're into click construction. It can be a little frustrating because sometimes these clicks are very tightly snapped in together, but you can customize all these pieces and parts, which is pretty amazing. So that's Sever, the 3 tripoded legged Clickbot, a very nice character indeed. One final Clickbot Guardian to look at, we've got Barrage in blue. Barrage must be the sniper of the team with the long rifled laser weapons. Also with a very fancy blast shielded helmet, which you can switch around if you want to see Barrage's face, although now it's a little more of a visor. Definitely a 2-option flip with that helmet. Barrage in blue, this is a very nice looking double rifled Clickbot with a rocket pack on his back. The rocket pack somewhat adjustable as well. Still trying to figure out exactly how to place the pack on. I see that there's 2 little nozzles. I'm going to point those towards the bottom. And there are 2 attachment points on the back here. I've got 1 gun attached. You can actually attach the other gun, but right now I have him holding onto it. So it's a little tricky to get this guy exactly how you want it, but he is another great member of the team. And they're grouped together, your Series 3 Guardians Clickbot with Tempest, Barrage, Sever, and Blitz.
And a squirrel.
Yes, and Squirrel. What another great series of Clickbot to get into. I've always enjoyed these. They have a very unique creative nature to them and are always fun to seek out. Again, look for these over on Amazon because typically you do not see these now on store shelves of Maine. Also out there and available and in my studio for the longest time, it's the Clickbot Megabot Pack. Also I found on Amazon and inside, oh no, also escaped. The Clickbots also have Megabots now. We've got Stampede, oh I like that name, Trailblazer, and Drifter to build. Oh wait, I think I found some pieces. Is that Stampede or Drifter? The colors may be a little mixed up. There's no instructions inside the pack, so we have to go to the YouTube Zing site to figure out how to build, and I think it's gonna look something like this. and constructed the Drifter with included green Clickbot. The Drifter, a nice little rolly vehicle there. Tricky to build at first, but luckily the instructions online can be found in several different ways. We've got two little blasters on the top wings here, kind of Batmobile-esque in a way, and then rolly wheels here. This should transform too into a flight vehicle. Take the front wheels, I think, and we're going to click them down. And then the side wings should also fold down, kind of like a little hovercraft. Very nice. And then we can lift up the screen here and get our green Clickbot inside. I think I see a seatbelt too on the back end here, so we're going to fold his legs up and place his back onto this panel here. And then he can drive about, windscreen down. We might want to have those arms inside. There we go. So you can see right away how the Clickbots can integrate into the Megabots. These Megabots pretty much a year old now, but still available. They're quite fun. And of course, you can integrate your characters into them even more. Let's get back into vehicle mode. I like the car, I think, the best. And there it is. That functions so well. It takes some patience to build, but the click out is awesome. Alright, now let's build Stampede. I wanted to build that one first. Okay, so Stampede, I think, is the red one. And there's some familiar pieces in here. Stampede must be up on 4 legs or something, with the same seating Clickbot canopy. Let's figure it out and construct. And constructed Stampede, best name ever, a 4-legged walker with included red Clickbot. Slightly trickier to build just by getting the legs in the appropriate positioning. These front legs with these shoulders snapped onto a click accessory. There's also click accessories pointing in right now, but I believe if you flip them around pointing out, you can also build that way. A little bit of customization, obviously, with many of these. Opening up the cockpit, and let's place down our Clickbot inside. These guys are fitting pretty well into their little vehicles and closing in our canopy. I love the canopies with the transparency look. That looks great with a little Clickbot logoing there, looking fantastic. And so there you go, our nice little 4-legged walker for the red Clickbot to stampede about with. Very nice. Would be fun to animate this one with the ball joints here on the hips, and you can move up here clicking for some articulation that way, and then suction cup feet. So how does Stampede transform? It's kind of going to go into a little sled-like thing, I suppose. So we're gonna click these down and then ball joint these sled arm pieces down, and then you can lift these back legs up and rotate again on the ball joints. And somehow this guy is now in a sled yet robot feature, like a standing little robot. That works pretty well. I'm impressed how simple these move about, especially by reusing basic Clickbot pieces too. So there is our walker sled-like movement, looking good. Transparent red, always just a pretty look for plastic. So we've got Stampede built, now we've got to move on to the final Trailblazer. Trailblazer in blue, and must be the tank bot, the tank Clickbot, because we've got these awesome tread pieces. It's going to be really interesting to see how this one builds up. So let us trailblaze the build of Trailblazer. And Trailblazer is built, I think, a little bit challenging with this one, especially which way the treads go. Trying to follow instructions on that was really difficult. The treads are not exactly rectangular, and I keep looking for this little window piece to use as that is the up direction, and I had them all facing forward. So I'm not exactly sure, but I think it's right. But it is a very slick looking Megabot, especially with these claw arms up top. Those are really nice looking. Let's get our driver installed. And now we're set to rumble. So right now, crawling on all fours, these treads are such a nice looking piece to this. And then to transform, hopefully we did things right. And I think what's gonna happen is you're just going to rotate these out. And if you did it right, I believe the flat tread section will be on the ground, and then see how it angles up? That's going to be on the up end. Of course, now I'm not so sure. This looks about right. They're going like that. This right. Well, maybe. I'm not totally sure on that. You might be able to flip them around the other way and have them go down. So it's going to take a little bit of noodling on this one to figure out. Oh, and I think the arms flip around in this version. I think these are meant to be cannons. Pretend cannons from the front, so that is kind of a fun design too. So if you're looking for something really cool, vehicle add-ons to your Klikbot Guardians, don't forget last year's Klikbot Megabot still easily available, and all of these unique vehicles using the same click technology, so you can take these apart and build something of your own. You can design some seriously weird things with these, and these have been a lot of fun. I like how these are also styled very close to the Guardians. So the two series, the Klikbot Guardians and the Klikbot Megabots, really tie in together really well. Go ahead to finally build these. I think each one of these are so unique. I love the wheels on this one. It rolls really silly-like on the table, because sometimes the wheel wants to roll and other times it doesn't, so it kind of pivots really odd. I love the tank look with this one. It's just really Battlefield cool. You could definitely customize it in different ways. These arms are, again, especially really cool to grab onto your enemy. And then, of course, Stampede was a lot of fun to build with all these legs stampeding about into battle. A really fun, clicky series to look around for. So Clickbots are very much still around. You just have to look for them. Check on over on Amazon.com. You'll find several great options for Klikbot packs. They might even help click on the mouse for you. And what a great continuation this Klikbot adventure is with Series 3. So glad Klikbots are still clicking about. If you like today's video, don't forget to give us a squike, a squirrelive, and a squamment. What is your favorite Klikbot you saw today? Don't forget about Squirrel Stampede gaming once in a while. We are gaming still. Hopefully some new stuff coming. Thank you so much for watching. That's what I have to say about that.